One of the neat things that I established with the Chronicle team early on was my first book with them was called In Stitches. And it was kind of a comprehensive, sort of a lifestyle-focused sewing book where you kind of projects for different parts of your home, a lot of accessories like bags and things like that. And so it had a little bit more breadth to it. With Style Stitches, it's all handbags, but they're like you get a foundation bag and then you can jump off from there and totally customize it. So you can make it different sizes, shapes, adding different style handles. Yeah, so this is the Cosmo bag, which is really awesome. This is the handbag version. You can make a shoulder bag or a handbag, and you can make a much larger bag or a smaller bag. And the special thing about the closure is you just take a long strip of the finished fabric and you just fold over, tuck under the ends and sew it across the top. And it makes a really great closure for a giant button. It's definitely my creative nest here, and it's not a very big room. I just sort of keep myself centered around projects I'm working on, but I create little vignettes of color stories and things all the time, because I think your brain's working one way, but to have like different beautiful things around you all the time, you're sort of subconsciously absorbing all of that information, and it just feels really good. When my sewing pattern business started, it was kind of a side project for me through my relationship with Country Living magazine, and I was producing creative how-to stories for them, and we sold them to the magazine for a couple years, and then they stopped the fulfillment, and there was still a demand for the patterns, and we ended up asking some of my local quilt shops, what should I do with these patterns? How do you start a business? Where do you exhibit? And they all suggested I go to quilt market, so that's what I did. I set up 10 years ago my first quilt market, and the rest has kind of fallen into place. I'm a huge gardener. The thing in my garden is that the colors and the blooms and the nurturing factor, it really, feeds my soul and really, motivates me, and I get a lot of ideas about color and texture. This is one of my favorite colors. It's my Lotus Cream color, and it's one that I try to recreate in my palettes. It's just got a really soft, beautiful depth, and just the design of the flower is incredible. Over time, a lot of people are saying, oh, I love your husband's photography, I love seeing all the details, can you give me more juicy photos? So Style Stitches definitely has a lot more photography, a lot more inspiration photography that gives you a few different views on how you can make the bag, or different detailed situations or color stories and things like that that can really inspire you when you're before you start on your project or while you're working on your project. If you're just getting into sewing, a lot of my handbags and a lot of bags in Style Stitches are very, very approachable. The instructions are easy to follow. For people that love to sew and they're passionate about sewing, they have a lot of different projects going on at once. And a bag is great to have in the wings because you get to complete it. And if you have a quilt, it might take you a little bit longer, but you get that satisfaction of getting something done. I really gain a lot from listening to my peers and talking to people. And you get ideas and you share information, and I hope that I can help people by sharing some of my story, because then everybody realizes that you can do this. You learn early on, you try to make a game plan, you've got a schedule, you've got all these things, and you just realize you just have to let go and go with the flow, because something good's going to come out of the situation that you're not expecting.